Team Junkyard Dog here today, and today we have a special treat for you. We are going back to the RC shop at Dr. Dan's in Titusville, Florida. They've made some changes to their crawler course, so we want to show you some of those changes. Plus, I'm also going to be shooting some footage for the little Magnum here. I know I'm late to the party on this. This came out 5 or 6 months ago, but I'm a Ford guy, and this is a nice little replica of the F-100, even though it's unofficial. And I just want to take it there to get some nice B-roll, shoot some footage with it, drive it a little bit. And then after we do that, we're going to come back here and take a closer look at this truck if you want to see that. I know a lot of you have already seen this up close and personal, but if you haven't, then stick around and we're going to pop the hood and look underneath this little guy to see what all it has. And plus I'll include some of my thoughts about this little truck as well. And let's go ahead and get to the RC shop at Dr. Dan's. So here we are at Dr. Dan's, the RC shop. We're back on their beautiful crawler course that during the week is only $5 for as long as you want to crawl. But they've made some really cool changes. We're going to start right here, and they put in this frame stretcher right here to test out the limits of your suspension and your chassis. And if we come around this way, they started putting in some little houses like this, like that's just an old derelict house. But then they have this iron bridge right here. Check out this old trestle style bridge. Very, very cool. If you look underneath, they have a red barn here. And as we continue, they now have a teeter-totter, as I call it, a seesaw. You crawler guys, tell me what you actually call it. They added, if we look over here, a water tower. Very, very nice. So they've really added a lot of stuff, even a flamingo with a bobbing head. Now they have made some changes to the course itself. They've added some more concrete. They've rearranged some of the block. If we come over here, you can see that this used to be just a low slung wall all the way across. And so was this over here, was all just loose rock. But they've added like concrete on top of the rock with either a tarp or whatever material they used and covered it with concrete to make it more solid. And then on this side, it used to all be low slung rock, and now they have this wooden bridge that they've installed, which is really cool. They got rid of all the rock underneath and put in a nice little bridge. They added a bridge right here. They reinforced the wall right here. They've added some concrete to these rocks to stiffen all this up. So now you can actually drive up this and get on the top wall up here. And they've added some obstacles to the top wall. They may have been there before, I'm not 100%, to where you can come all the way down to mount cement back here. This wall right here, this pile is probably around 6 feet, a little over 6 feet tall. They've reinforced the rock piles here, added more concrete, made a repair to this ramp right here. They got rid of all the loose rock down here, and they've redone all this stuff. I mean, it's basically the same, but they have reinforced it and added more concrete to it. Very, very cool. Added a new bridge right here. And this is that wall that they put the cloth over and cemented it down. If you come over here, this is something else that I noticed, is they have a couple more little buildings right here. And now they have these bridges that cross the creek here, and you can actually go underneath this obstacle right here as well. And you can come out on this side over here, these two entrances. So very cool. Always updating, always changing. They have a little house over there too. Awesome place to come. Bring the family. If you don't have a crawler and you want to try it out, they do rentals. So you can come here and rent a crawler and drive. And you're guaranteed to have fun.
Well, when she wrapped her loving arms around my neck on the dance floor at Chelsea's bar, I should have turned her away. But how was I to see? I was firing like rattlesnakes kicked across the ground. Our true loves were dead, and our hearts were full of grief. I was firing, she was gasoline, good God. I was firing, she was gasoline. But we helped each other out, Lord, to ease some of the pain. Best friends and lovers most of the time. But I would go mad when she would turn mean. I was firing, she was gasoline. Yeah, I was firing, she was gasoline. Stay together or apart. And it's hard to be alone and the future to see. I was firing, she was gasoline. But when we got locked up in the Chester County jail, we both knew it was too far out of hand. Staring at 5 years in the penitentiary, I was firing, she was gasoline. Good God.
So what do you guys think about the RC shop at Dr. Dan's? They have really fixed that place up. They continuously evolve it and make it better and make changes to keep it interesting. And the guys in there are super amazing and very knowledgeable of RC and pretty much every niche and genre that there is. We always have a blast there, and we love going there. But let's go ahead. We're going to bring the camera down, and we're going to just take a quick look at the little F100. And then I'm also going to tell you my experience with it and something that I don't like about it. But let's go ahead and check out this truck. All right, so here's the little truck right here. You got some nice little soft rubber tires. There's no foam in there. It's air-filled only. This thing is quite scale. You have mirrors, you have door handles, you have the chrome accents, chrome bumpers, front and rear. It's kind of funny that it says the strokers on the back license plate, but the front one it actually says Florida on there, which is kind of convenient for me. It also has things like a working tailgate. The doors do not open, but you can take 4 screws off the bottom and pull the cabin off if you wanted to put a figure in there, which I plan to when I find the right size. I've been ordering figures on eBay, and I just can't quite find the right size one for this truck yet. Now the hood does open up. If you pop it open right here, this is where your battery goes. You have a little battery box in the back, and here's all your electronics and your little steering servo, and your off on button is just this tiny little black button right there. The headlights do work. You can make them dimmer or brighter. The tail lights work as well, but they only work when you're backing up. I wish they just stayed on all the time. That's one of the things that I don't like. I guess I'll go ahead and turn this back on. And then we'll turn the lights on. You can see the headlights right there. And then we can brighten them up a little bit. And then you can turn them off. So that's very cool. And like I said with the tail lights, you can see they're off until you back up, which is, it's cool to have them, but it would really look so much better if they just stayed on all the time. So I might change that in this truck as well. If you look underneath the truck, you can see that it is like a crawler style chassis and suspension. It's a 4-link, which we know that these trucks had straight axles back in the day, but it is friction shocks. And I actually like the friction shocks on this truck because it does give it that realistic look when it's driving around and makes it look more scale. It does have ball bearings throughout. It's not the fastest truck, but it does have plenty of pull. I didn't buy this truck to use as a crawler or to even use that much. I strictly bought it for the look. It looks very, very nice. Now, the one thing that I really don't like about this is how noisy the electronics are. They squeal quite a lot and it gets annoying. So I am going to update this to brushless at some point. So if you want to see that conversion happen, just drop a comment and let me know what you guys think. But as soon as you start squeezing the trigger, you can hear that. And that's what you hear the whole time you're driving, and it wears on the soul after a while, to be honest. But well worth the price. The truck is well worth it for sure. I don't know how well you can see inside. There is a steering wheel and interior, and they just did a really good job, and they always do, of making their products quite scale. So to me, this is mostly going to be a shelf clean. I don't want to scratch it up. I don't want to damage it. I am going to make it brushless. I am going to change the lights and make a few mods to it, but it's just going to be a little cruiser for me. Drop in the comments what you guys think about this little truck. If you have one, what you do like and what you don't like about it. And until next time, we're Team Junkyard Dog, and we're out.